What is up, guys? Welcome to the Fantasy Addiction Network. In this video, we are breaking down Aaron Jones, running back for the Green Bay Packers, giving you an updated outlook on what we expect to see from him in fantasy in 2020. Hit that subscribe button for more videos like this one, and let's get right into it. Last year was a absolutely dominant year from Aaron Jones, going in the third round. Would have been the most valuable running back if it wasn't for the fact that Austin Eckler completely smashed leagues as well, going 2 rounds even later than Aaron Jones. But still, absolutely great year from Aaron Jones, finishing with 236 carries, over 1,000 rushing yards, getting 49 receptions, 474 receiving yards, and 19 total touchdowns, tying Christian McCaffrey for the most touchdowns by a running back in the league. Good enough for 314.8 fantasy points, put him at second at the position, and 19.7 fantasy points per game, third overall. Now, this season did not come without its warts. There were plenty of times that you weren't super enthralled to have Aaron Jones. Obviously came out and scared a lot of people against Chicago, only putting up 4.9 points, and then went on to have basically 4 more stinkers where he didn't even breach the 10-point mark. So for a running back that finished as the second best running back overall, having 5 games where you don't even breach 10 points is not the consistency that you want to see, but he paid you back for it by putting up massive games like 49 points against Dallas, 41 points against Kansas City, 31 against Washington, 28 against Minnesota in the fantasy Super Bowl. So he probably didn't kill your team based on where you drafted him even in those weeks. And if he did cause you to lose a game, he said sorry and made up for it when it mattered the most. So absolutely dominant year. Now, no one expects Aaron Jones to get 19 touchdowns again. That was insane efficiency, and the likelihood of that occurring again is very slim. In addition to the fact that the Packers drafted A.J. Dillon in the second round, and the fact that we've seen year over year with both coaching regimes now a refusal to actually commit to Aaron Jones as the lead running back, wanting to continue to split carries. Aaron Jones saw a few games this year where Jamal Williams was hurt, and he saw a pretty massive uptick in his workload there, but still very effective last year, and kind of an enigma to try to figure out where we want to place him in our rankings this year. Even with A.J. Dillon coming into town, the fact that this is a run-first team, and I believe in Aaron Jones' talent, I do think that he's still going to have a pretty good year. We're just not expecting him to finish in the top 3, but he's not going there. I mean, you can typically get him in the middle to the later part of the second round. I still really like him a lot. It's not someone that I'm going out of my way to target. There's some other guys going around him that I'm probably drafting over him. But if I'm drafting the back half of the second round and he falls to me, I'm definitely open to taking him. Last year he finished with only a 62.2% opportunity share, so he's able to perform like this even without a massive opportunity share. But again, keep in mind, if that touchdown total comes back down, this could become a very different situation for you, because those boom games don't happen if he's not scoring 19 touchdowns. He did finish last year with a 30.2% juke rate, put him in the top 10 of the league at number 8. 5.5 yards per touch, which was 10th best in the league. Like, the guy is a beast. He's a very talented running back. And last year, obviously his first year, they finished playing a full 16-game season, no suspension, no injury. So this was definitely his ceiling. I don't think he comes anywhere near the ceiling, but given how good of a running back he is, it's hard to fault him for his talent. Finished with a 35% dominator rating. Obviously, the touchdowns had a lot to do with that. Number 3 amongst running backs. 501 yards created, which was 6th best in the league. Now, here's something that could also lead to a bit of a regression from his efficiency. Last year he faced a plus .52 game script, which was 7th best in the NFL. Now, the Packers saw a pretty big step forward from their defense last year, and it could continue into this year, but defenses can be a bit sketchy year over year trying to project how they're going to do. If the Packers are playing from behind a bit more and having to rely on the pass game a bit more, that could impact Aaron Jones negatively unless they decide to use him more as a receiver, which I mean, it only makes logical sense to put Aaron Jones in the slot and branch him out wide a bit more when you consider the lack of talent outside of Devontae Adams in the receiving game. So even if he faces a lower game script, he probably will see less goal line carries, getting 12 last year. That put him at number 3 in the NFL amongst running backs. You can see a world where even if the goal line carries and touchdowns go down, if his usage in the passing game goes up, he could be closer to like what we saw from Austin Eckler last year, which was still a really good fantasy running back. So I don't hate it, even though I know his efficiency is going to come down a bit this year. The big thing that scares me is how much are they going to try to use A.J. Dillon. If they try to give him like a 50% carry load, that's going to completely crater where Aaron Jones, what his ceiling can actually be. And the fact that they probably don't want to pay him. Maybe they'll end up using him a ton. So it's rough. I like Aaron Jones, the player, a lot, and his situation is murky. It shouldn't be. He should be among the top 8 running backs in the league, but with the sketchy moves that the Packers front office has made, it's made it hard to get fully behind Aaron Jones in 2020. So from that point, I'm probably closer to a fade than I am a smash if he falls to me in the second round. But the upside is there. Right now, we have him projected getting a few less carries, getting 944 rushing yards. Obviously, A.J. Dillon coming in, stealing some of that work. And we have him getting 48 receptions for 404 receiving yards. And we have him losing 8 touchdowns, bringing him down to 11. 11 is still a lot. That would put him at 245.9 fantasy points. Plenty good enough to be a low-end running back 1, high-end running back 2, and someone that you'll be still content with where you had to pay for him. So it's still worth drafting him for that upside, the ability to completely take over. Maybe A.J. Dillon is a complete scrub, and gotta assume rational coaching that they won't continue to put scrubs out there. I mean, Jamal Williams actually played decently well, so there's an argument for why he saw so much playing time last year. And if this team is really dead set on continuing to force the running game to be a thing, even with Aaron Rodgers still playing decently well, you can still imagine a world where Aaron Jones breaches 15 touchdowns again. I don't see it happening in the touchdown department. I think your biggest upside is that they use Aaron Jones more as a receiver and he gets closer to that 60-70 reception mark. That could bring his upside right back up because receptions are so much more valuable in PPR leagues than carries are. So even if he sees his carry count go down because of A.J. Dillon coming into the fold, if he sees an uptick in his receptions, then everything I just said is a moot point, and he'll be just as valuable as any other running back going around that 1-2 turn. So I like Aaron Jones this year. Probably not going to draft him overly draft him just because I really like the upside of other guys going around him. No way I'm taking him over a guy like Miles Sanders, who has a much clearer path to a completely dominant season. But the upside is there, and he's still coming at somewhat of a discount. He didn't jump up into the first half of the first round like a lot of running backs do when they finish in the top tier of that position. So it's a gamble, but it's a gamble that could pay off in the end. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. We'll be hitting up Devontae Adams in our next video, so hit that subscribe button for more, and we'll see you guys in the next video.